my jam, fellas. Welcome to another Taco Bout RC. Today we got a special guest today. We got Gareth from Trailer Trash RC. We're going to be talking bashing, getting big air, breaking, all that kind of good stuff. So let me get him on the scene here. What's going on, brother?
Oh, how's it going?
Good, man. Good. Thanks for coming in. So we got a bunch of people popping in. Thanks, Tony. And Charlie, what's up, Javier? We got Sean's RC Adventures, Kevin Gibbs. We got Chainsaw, Billy Bob's RC, Come and Take It 570. We got Met's RC on. So, hey, guys. Outlaw in the
How's it
house.
going, guys?
Darren Hooker in the house. So, thanks for coming on over. So, man, how's your day? How cold is it out there?
It's pretty cold. It's I think we got like a foot of snow right now.
Nice.
And
Fresh?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
And we're right around 7 degrees, I believe.
Nice. So tell people
Yeah.
what state you're in here, so that way they know what's going on.
Sure. All right. So I'm in Indiana,
Okay.
northwest Indiana. So we actually get some what they call lake effect snow,
Yep.
so it's like comes over, picks up from Chicago over lake and dumps on us.
Sure.
And yeah, so it's a good time.
Awesome. I'm dying for some snow around here. I'm kind of I'm one of those guys that love the snow. I don't have a commute, so for me the snow is definitely something that I enjoy. But yeah, man,
Yeah.
it's something that I'm looking forward to. They say we might get some this week. We haven't had any snow this year yet, which is odd. So we might be getting some snow this week, which will be nice.
Hey, I mean, I'm not really with you there as far as loving snow is concerned. I'm from Southwest Michigan originally, and we get way too much of it there.
Yeah.
Um, might as well be Canada as far as I'm concerned. So, um, yeah, not a fan. The biggest thing for me, like as a like a YouTube creator, is like doing what I do specifically, which usually involves high speeds and big air, and it's really hard to do that in the snow. So
Right, right. So let's talk about your channel and kind of what you do.
yeah,
What do you drive on? What are you into?
first and foremost, I love monster trucks. Monster trucks are like my thing.
Sure.
That's what started the channel in the first place. And then kind of I mistreated the monster truck and was taking it. It was an SMT10. I was taking it to the skate park and stuff, and being and and then finally we ended up kind of I was like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I can't keep doing this. So we ended up getting like a designated basher, which was I believe no, I got the X Max. That's what it was.
So which monster truck were you talking? Oh, that guy.
SMT10. That was
SMT10.
yeah, it was a maximum destruction SMT10. And yeah, then pretty much went straight from that to the X Max, which is great. Can I help you? Okay.
Right on. Well, that X Max, dude.
Okay.
That's one of those that I'm thinking would be a lot of fun. We were just watching. I'm sure you know of Dude Perfect. We literally just watched the RC challenge today on Dude Perfect, and we were watching all the them running their X Maxes and all their Traxxas vehicles and jumping them off roofs. And I'm like, man, I would take those cars even after they're being smashed by a Hummer. But you know,
Sure, yeah. They're those guys, yeah. Dude Perfect also, they do some pretty wild stuff.
those guys are
I
awesome.
think they currently hold the unofficial world record, actually,
For long jump.
for this. Yeah.
Yeah. I think they were doing it in like a Jado or something like that. It was a few years ago. Or Revo
It
maybe.
was it was the E-Revo, yeah, with
Yeah.
some belted street tires, and I'm sure it
Yeah.
was souped up a little bit. I don't know.
Oh yeah. That thing
But
was
yeah,
coming
those
in
guys,
hot for
yeah,
sure.
those guys are wild, but I mean, they're not catching X Maxes, so whatever.
Right. Right. So let's talk a little bit about So that's one of the things that I was kind of teasing about, right? So I'm a builder. I'm a I'm a driver, I guess. Uh, I I posted a little bit today because I've done bashing. I just never
Saw
really took
that.
video of it before. So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
that's kind of how we got started into it. Also, so we were like, okay. I went out this morning. I was like, all right, I got to do something a little bit at least, before to at least kind of get at least kind of get a little primed. But like I'm
Sure.
always one of those. Maybe it's just me. Like I'm always scared to break it. Right? I like to play, but I'm always scared to break it. When I first started, well, as an adult, I should say, when I first started, I got a T Max 2.5, and I used to go out to
Okay.
like yards, construction yards, and just send it. Try to break it as much as possible, and then rebuild it and go back out again the next Friday. But what's
Sure.
what's going through your head? Number one, are you like snowboarding? When I used to snowboard, I'd go down, I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna take that hit. I'm gonna go over that, and hopefully the other side is all right. And there were some times where I didn't know what the other side was like. I got to a level of snowboarding where I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go and I'll figure it out, right?
Wow.
And but the RC cars, you kind of scope out your landing a little bit. It's kind of like four wheeling and stuff. So I'm wondering like, what's actually going through your head as you're like just about to send it off the lip and you're like, boy, this could be the last jump of the day, or what's going on
Uh,
there?
yeah. I mean, yeah. I will say I've grown a little bit wiser in my short kind of tenure as a YouTuber. Because I used to kind of just go for it right off the bat, and then I wouldn't last very long, and then I'd be like, oh, cool, I got a 3 minute video.
Yeah.
Um,
Easier
that's
to edit
that's
though,
rough.
right?
No, because I have to make as much out of it as possible.
Yeah, I guess that's right. For YouTube, you got to make as much of it as I'm more over on Instagram, so for me, I'm like, hey, I can get 15 seconds all day long. So
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I was actually talking to Tony about that a little bit tonight, um, about the fact that Instagram differs from YouTube in the fact that you can go out and film for 2-3 hours and have 3 weeks worth of Instagram content.
all day, yeah,
Um,
all day. That's
but
what I like doing about that for sure.
you go out for 2 or 3 hours and filming a YouTube video, and then you got to go out the next day, and kind of do it again. So,
Yep.
um, and so for me, really, well, I'll answer your question. Um, what's going through my mind at that point, when I'm getting ready to hit the ramp, really is like, hey, hit the ramp. That's pretty much where I'm at with that. Because if I miss it, I mean, I really am focused on getting all four wheels onto the ramp. That's really all I care about at that point.
Sure.
I don't care about what I'm going to be doing while I'm in the air. I don't care about what I did,
You're
five
just
feet ago.
you're just trying to square it up, right? Tee it.
I care in that moment. And
Yeah.
granted, of course, I'm considering throttle, control and all this. But
Sure.
with especially with these bigger cars, the like the I don't know if you can see it. Probably I got
Oh yeah.
there,
Is that the
that,
Outcast?
that's the Outcast right there, and then I have the X Max right there next to it.
Yeah.
And with these with these bigger vehicles, man, you really don't have a lot of room for error on a 4 foot ramp. I mean, these are I don't have my square next to me, but these are, I mean, it's got to be like 18 inches, right?
Sure.
Um, so I mean, that's on a car going, 60 sometimes mile an hour, depending. Um, you don't have a lot of room for error.
Right.
So really, I'm just trying to make sure that I hit the ramp square, and I don't care about anything else. Whether I'm going to backflip or front flip or you know, that's all in a moment.
Sure. Sure. So that's one of the things that I'm always like, you see, okay, so I'm going to throw my pops under the bus. He loves to come out and play with us and the kids and whatnot, but for
Yeah.
some reason, he doesn't have like the line of sight thing dialed down, right? So I think you know what I'm talking about. So like when you're going to send it,
Yeah.
sometimes depending on where you're standing, you kind of have to have that line
Yep.
of sight going. I remember early on, my son was standing on, I don't know where he was standing, and my stepdad took a slash straight up right into the side of my son. I mean, just like probably flew, 2.5 feet, pow, right in the side of my son. And my son is, of
Yeah,
course, he's like, biting his lip and just kind of like, I'm okay. And he's like
I
5
love
at the
that.
time. But, it's like one of those things he kind of, especially hucking something that big around, like an Outcast or like an X Max, that's no joke. That'll
Yeah,
that'll break some bones. That'll break a face, basically. So
yeah. I mean, if kids are, and that's the thing. Like, if my kids are around, I mean, the X Max I think is a little bit different in some regards, just because it's all plastic for one. Yes, it's still heavy, but I'm a little less concerned about the X Max hitting one of the kids than I am the Outcast.
right, right.
Hey, can you take that to your mom, please? She's like my daughter's my 2-year-old. She's getting real tired, and she
Real
wants
tired. It's
to.
bedtime, brother. It's like it's got to be
She
like 1 o'clock your time almost.
it's I think midnight. I think,
Midnight. Oh, okay, I gotcha.
yeah,
So I want
but
to
even
quick
still,
give a quick shout out real quick. We got Josh Rhodes in. We've got, let's see who else. We got some, the Buddha 739 popped in. Let's see. I saw some new faces in here, so I just wanted to go through and give them a quick shout and say thanks
oh,
for
very cool.
for stopping in. So
Yeah,
Rockbound
Josh Rhodes.
RC, uh,
Josh Rhodes is one of
ENB.
those guys that you don't ask about monster trucks because he doesn't know what he's talking about. So
Yeah, I'm sure he'll let you know about that. Yeah. So okay. So what was your first experience breaking a car? Well, like, what was your big break? What was your first big break?
yeah, probably. I mean, you break stuff. Probably my first one that I can remember would have been with my X Max, and it would have been I was having a serious issue with the A arms. I could not, basically I was going up 20, 25, 30 feet and landing on pavement,
Right.
and I was like, oh, what the heck, like, what, why does this keep happening to me?
Hold
And
up. Josh
that
just
was
said
fun.
he unsubscribed to your channel now. So he's like, I'm
That's
out.
good. I'm gonna
He just
unsubscribe to
Shark
his
Tanked
then.
you. He's like, and for that reason, I'm out. So
Hey, you know what, he's the one missing out then. I mean,
yeah. So okay, back to your A arms flapping around like wings. What's going
yeah.
on?
Yeah, but so I figured out, yeah, it took me a little while to kind of figure out what I was really doing when it came to why I was breaking things and stuff like that. Um, but uh but
You got some serious third eye
basically
stuff
once
going on here with that logo. It's driving me crazy, man. I'm like, I'm gonna have
oh
to see if I can zoom in and like move you
let
up
me
because
let
I'm
me let me
like,
move. Let me move.
no, you're good.
Here
I
we
got
go.
you.
Here we go. I'll move.
Anyways, okay.
Um so yeah, but probably, I mean, really it just brand new to RC. I mean, with the exception of the solid axle monster truck. I mean, but certainly I hadn't been, sending things very high, very long before um, I started YouTube. So, in fact, before I even got my X Max. So,
Right on.
yeah. But as far as breaking stuff, I broke a lot of chassis pieces, which everyone's like, "Oh, the X Max is so tough." Um, and then I break every single part of it. So,
Yeah, man. So I've seen some.
that's
So
good fun.
okay, I had this talk with KC today because we were talking about around with, and we looked at the
Hey,
Wendigo
hey,
power plant. It
Alex.
like a like a stock Wendigo on 3S can actually do about 40, 45, which is bananas, right? No one knows this. And then I told him that's what I had in my SMT uh, the last freestyle comp, and he's like, so that's why people break before because I sheared shot rod totally sheared off. two of them, broke,
Sure.
shattered, literally shattered drive lines on it. It was, I only had you on here and I'm talking, but it had, all the, like, I'm seeing some of your brakes going on and I'm like, what did you do to do that? Because I mean, some of that stuff is like pretty intense, man.
Yeah, I mean, yes. That's the kind of the thing is for me and my channel. Like what I am doing is I really am pushing the limits of these cars. I mean, I'm not like like a rich dude or bash, right? Who is for the most part building the cars to be able to withstand a beating like that.
Sure.
Um, Pretty much, I'm kind of taking them for the most part stock and just seeing what we can do.
Right.
And to me, it's I mean I'm okay with replacing for the most part with stock parts because for me it's more like a challenge, like as a driver, you
Sure.
know.
How to
Um,
recover without totally
yeah,
yard
so
sailing. Yeah. No, I totally get that.
yeah, yeah,
That's the thing. So maybe that's why I haven't been doing much bashing because I've got the little ones around, and I've got our we have some places where we can go and bash, but we don't have a bunch of like what's it called? We don't have a bunch. We're on my to wide open. It is to wide open, but
yeah.
not
Well,
to like sending it.
you got to remember, I literally live in a trailer park.
Sure. There you go.
So what I'm doing, I don't know, you might not have seen some of these videos, but I'm literally like, I have these huge jumps that are like 4 foot high by 8 foot long. And I'll set them up on the road diagonal, and then I'll go, whatever, 50 foot um,
Like a run up
down the
to it.
road.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. And then, and I mean, granted, I'm like jumping straight at my house. Um, so there's a lot of risk involved. Uh, but
I know. I was gonna say, do you have like a flagger at the end of the block, like saying, "Okay, green light, go"?
no, it's more like a hope and a prayer,
Yeah.
more than anything. But certainly, that's the other thing. Kind of one of the main points about my channel is just to kind of show people like, hey, um, there is no excuse for you not having fun.
Oh,
Like there's no
absolutely.
excuse. Um, I mean, in someone like me, um, I grew up with a lot of acreage around me. I spent a ton of time outside, making, dirt ramps. I literally made like BMX, with a shovel.
Sure.
um, and so for me, living in a place like this, it's really just allowing my creativity to kind of blossom
Yeah.
um, in a different way. Because it is, there are a lot of restraints. I get yelled at almost weekly by the people who run the park, and because it's relatively nice place,
Sure.
and I'm just out here, trailer trashing. So
So it's not like Trailer Park Boys out there, right? You don't. Have you ever seen that show, Trailer Park Boys?
yeah, it's really not. Yeah,
You don't have a
no, it's
Bubbles,
this is like
Mr. Leahy rolling around.
where where we're at. It's really more like a lot of older people and that are like retired,
Sure.
and also some Chicago people. Even like we're not far from Chicago at all, so there's
Right.
a lot of those kinds of people around. So
That's cool.
um
Right on.
yeah, yeah,
So, okay, so do you know, like, as soon as you send it, do you know, oh, this one's gonna hurt? Like, like sometimes I know I've been there before. Like, okay, so we're both at one time I was an athlete. You still might be athletic. I'm not anymore. But
sure.
I remember there was times where it would be like I'd let go of the ball and I'd be like, oh, that one's gonna hurt. That's not good. Just feel the touch, and I was like, yep, you better get out of the way, or else like. So I caught, right. I was a catcher, and so I knew it. The split second the
Yes,
pitcher was
yes.
just about to release the ball, I'd be like, look out. like it's
Yeah,
coming at your head. Like, so
yeah, I get it.
yeah,
I get it. Um, I'm gonna say like yes and no to that.
sure,
I guess there are certainly the ramp and it's going 45 mile an hour sideways like this. You don't like that.
right,
Um,
right,
but for the
right,
most part, you can kind of, as long as you have enough power, and I over gear all my stuff.
sure.
And so I usually have enough power um to kind of steer into it and pull out. um,
Like whip it when
I
you're
don't
there.
really worry. Yeah, well,
Yeah,
I mean, at least it'll at least stay, and then the tire will hit first and it'll come down to slap.
yeah,
And usually everything's fine.
sure.
um but with that said, certainly, for the most part, I have so much going on with like trying to keep everything in frame, on top of,
Yes.
I tend to like have more hope than anything. I'm like, oh, um I really hope that I can pull out of this.
Yeah,
And I'm really in the moment. I'm really more like doing like reading it and reacting in a moment.
sure.
And I don't have time to have like an emotion or a thought even like that,
Right,
because I'm so focused on how can I get this back.
right, right. So, do you
So
have someone behind the lens for you, or because I've noticed some of them, obviously you're on the camera's tracking, so it
yeah,
some of them are
yeah.
that way, and some of them I couldn't tell like if it's on a. I always okay. So I normally mount mine. I have a couple like what are they called? Like the Photo Pro Gorilla Pod style things, and I mount my phone or my GoPro to it, or I put it
Mhm.
on the truck, or I'll put it on my transmitter. But I don't think I'll ever get caught dead wearing it on my head. I don't know why. Like maybe my hats are a little too fresh for that, and I don't want to like do that to my hat. So I'm like, man, I don't know.
Oh man. Yeah. Yes. I also refuse to wear it on my head or my chest.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, we're
I
we're
just,
we're we're big boned kind of people. So I mean, it would look like a bro for me if I put it on my chest. I'd see like some side boob action or something like that. Wouldn't really be appealing to most people, I don't think. So,
yeah. So, let me show you here. I'll pull this. This is what I normally do, right? So it's
yep,
like on the remote,
yep. Hot
and
glue,
I just use shoe goo. Actually, is
do
what I
goo.
use.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, that works
Oh,
best for
it
me.
figures. Tony says. Tony goes. He wears a hat clip. That's like total dad style, Tony. You're
That
too
actually
cool for
doesn't
that,
surprise
bro.
me at all.
Tell me you're not out there with socks and sandals too.
It's funny because he is.
I know.
So there's that.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah, no, I can't get with that. But and also for me, because I'm not one of these RC guys that's out here just trying to show you what the RC can do. I'm really in it for the entertainment value.
Yeah.
And to me, it's easier for me to get a nice like cinematic shot, and to track and to make it look like professional, at least, and I get a lot more versatility with having it on my hand.
Right. So Tony says he'll wear it on the hat clip, but not on the
But
headband.
not the headband.
Yeah.
Okay.
See,
Okay.
I might rock a headband though, honestly, if it was like red, white, and blue, and then it had my GoPro on it, Trotter style. Like I think I might rock, or actually for me it would be green, red, and white, like Mexican style. So I'd be like
Yeah.
roll,
Yeah. I was gonna say yeah.
or like maybe paisley like style with my GoPro mounted up top. That might be kind of cool, but we'll see about that.
I'm gonna invent the fanny pack GoPro mount. I
No,
just
there.
have it right there.
That might be a little weird. That might be like Justin Timberlake weird. You like holding a box in front of you, but it's your GoPro. So
I'm okay with that.
yeah, I know, right? Okay, so it says Curious question. Here's a question from Mr. Rhodes. It says, "What do you guys film with? I've been debating getting a GoPro Hero 7." So, do you want to go first?
Yeah, so if you are going to get a 7, I think that's actually an excellent route to go.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's got to be the black.
Yep.
Has to be the black. This is something that I just recently got. This is the
Ooh,
GoPro
the new one.
Hero
Yeah,
9.
nice.
The reason I love this camera is because I do so much
Yeah,
FaceTime
yep,
that it's really important for me to be able to see what's in the frame,
yep.
and this allows that. Um, I just dropped it, but
The GoPro. It's good.
yeah, yeah. So, but otherwise, I actually really love also filming with my phone. I have an iPhone,
Yep,
and it's great. It's
yep,
really great. Quite who also film with phones, and they're doing just fine.
yep.
So,
So I fake a lot, dude. Like a lot of my stuff, you would think I have this big, production on some of the things I do. I literally, so all what I have, I shoot on primarily two cameras,
mhm.
um, and the third, I have a third camera that I shoot sometimes with, but my two cameras are the GoPro Hero 7 Black. So
Yep,
I'm on the same deal here. I got because I do drop mine also a lot.
yep,
The black. So the thing about the black is it's the most economical, best GoPro aside from the new 9, I think.
yeah,
Uh,
absolutely, absolutely.
the 8, I don't think was quite there. I know people with the 8, and I've looked at the 8. It just wasn't a good enough gap to make the price difference. And
So,
that one's so the eight's a little bit bigger, right? So one of the
yep,
things that's
and
oh, go ahead.
go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say
Oh, I
one of
was
the
just gonna say,
ah,
so this one, you can take the screen off the
yeah, the
lens.
lens. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
The
Is that same with
8, you
that
can't
one,
do
right?
that.
Well, no, you. I thought you can with the new 9. You can't with the black.
The 9, you can't. Yep, yep, you can with the 9.
Yeah, but the 8 you can't, right?
So the 9 though uses completely different batteries now.
Yep. Oh yeah, they're a little bit bigger, right?
They're huge. I'll
Yep.
show you size comparison here.
Yeah.
Not
So
that
that's
we're
exactly what Tony
trying.
just said. He said he likes the 7 black. Oh wow, that's huge. So he was saying he likes
Yeah,
the 7 black, and has all the batteries, but it makes him want to buy a 7 instead of a 9. So okay, so here's what I'm saying about how I fake it a lot. I can't if I brought too much, I could make it look prettier. Like I can stabilize it and all that kind of stuff. But I
yep,
do most of my post on my iPad. Probably 90% of my post is on my iPad.
sure.
I use LumaFusion. I can put LUTs on it. I can do all kinds of filters on it. I can cheat about speed ramping, but I can throw in all kinds of like graphic effects and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And so yeah, I think I think the 9, the 7 works really well for me. The other two I use, so I've always used my iPhone. I recently got the 12 Pro Max, and that thing's pretty butter. The only thing, and this is like super nerd and super picky, is that
Yep.
there's lens flare with lights, and it drives me crazy. And I could kind of
Yeah.
maybe edit some of that out in post, but it's not worth it really. But I mean, if
Right.
you hold it a certain way, you're okay. So it's not too bad. But that's the only thing that
Yeah.
kind of bothers me about the iPhone. Um, the other
Sure.
camera I shoot with, I don't think it's here. This one's taken all kinds of abuse. It's called a Xiaomi Yi. So it was supposed to be like the GoPro killer like 2 or 3 years ago, and it did. Well,
Hmm.
it didn't, but I mean, it was like the optics on it were really good. It was a really good
Wow.
action camera. It was first to market, I think, with the full screen on the back instead the touch screen instead of the GoPro. It was
Yeah.
4K 60. it
Wow.
got antiquated. It kind of got ruled out, and it didn't sell a whole lot more. So they, that was the problem, is that it didn't get supported anymore with the iOS
Yeah,
devices. But it
yeah,
was
yeah,
really
yeah.
good. So Rhodes is
But
saying
it
most
could
of the
have.
stuff is filmed on the iPhone. So
They didn't. They just. That's one of those things where the big businesses really get you.
yeah, yeah, for sure. And I still use it. The only bad thing is it's stuck in 2.5K, I think it is, or 2.4K,
Sure.
because I smashed the back screen on it. And now that there's no support,
Yep.
I can't do it from my phone or from my iPad anymore. So I'm like, fine, that's great. So
Yeah.
Ian's saying that's what's nice about the iPhones, that you can record 60 frames per second. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Well, yeah. So I'm actually getting ready to switch. Okay, first of all, let me talk about this. I'm gonna rave about this for a second because this
yep.
GoPro 9
Yep.
will shoot 5K
Yeah.
at 24.
Is it 24? It's not like 28.9 or whatever it is, or is it?
I think it's 24 FPS.
Okay. That's super
But
butter. But you got to have a computer to push that, though. A graphics card.
so what I'm running into right now is, yeah, absolutely, because I edit either on my phone or on my MacBook.
Yeah.
And what's happening is actually for YouTube, I think I need to go to 60 FPS because, well, first of all, a lot of my shots are action shots,
Right.
but I like the cinematic look, but it doesn't come out very cinematic on YouTube.
Well, I'm pretty sure unless you're really paying attention to it, YouTube downsamples to 1080 all the time. Um,
Yeah,
and then like you can go through and go into YouTube Studio, I think, and upgrade it. I'm pretty sure, but I think you have to unlock some levels with how many followers you have to be able to do that. Um,
yeah, like,
be-
yeah,
right now, so that's a thing, right? So there's a good question here. RC for all asked, is it true that YouTube algorithm favors 4K? I have no idea. I'm not really a YouTuber, but yet, I guess I would say. But I would say probably not, because I would think most viral stuff isn't caught in 4K. Um, and 1080p probably suffices enough, especially because 1080p is basically what you're seeing on your handheld. Um,
right,
and I mean, I don't know if Tony, if you're still in here, if you know, but a lot of the time it does get so. Like for instance, when I did stuff for my business, and we're starting to ramp that up again on the Instagram side and all that, I would post to Instagram, but then I would natively post in YouTube and natively post in Facebook, because all of them
yep,
would downsample them weird, and they would all downsample
yep,
from Instagram already at 1080. So like my Facebook, if it cross posted to Facebook, it'd look like garbage, right? But I'd really be a 4K video or whatnot. And
yep,
so it's
yep,
like, it's kind of like, I think I'm not, like I said, I'm not a YouTuber really, but I think the content is what is going to be driving. And from my research, it's more about what the content is in your metadata, like your
yeah,
titles
yeah,
and your description, that kind
yep.
of a thing.
Well, and so YouTube, yeah, for the most part, they don't really care if your video's in 4K. I mean, if it does matter, it's very, very little. Really, what they care about the most is, like you said, like, if people are on your content, how long are they staying on your content? Are people clicking? You know, um, and really, it's all about the click. They want people to be clicking on your video. If they're clicking on your video and they're watching it for a substantial amount of time, they're going to push it. So that's
Right.
that's the bottom line.
Right. And I've noticed. So I've been at this for a little over 10 weeks now when it comes to talk about RC. It was driving me crazy because my YouTube channel got zero traction. And I have pretty good, I'd argue that I'd have pretty good edits on my YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't put any time into the description. I didn't put any time into my thumbnails. I just threw them up to throw up videos. And a week or two ago, I started experimenting on the doing more textual information in the titles
Yeah.
and in the description, and then I would put a better, not, I wouldn't say clickbaity because that's not really what I do, but a more interesting thumbnail.
Yep.
And I don't know if it's a mix of me just being more consistent and doing this more often, or if it's actually that's getting me a few more
It's
views.
both. It's
Yeah,
both.
yeah, but the views have definitely been going up. So like I did a trick, and I've been doing a case study kind of behind the curtains a little bit on Instagram, and I've gotten 200 followers in the last week and a half. And so what I did is on the reels, right? If you're not say you're looking at reels and you're looking at my reel and you're not following me, next to
Hmm.
my name on the reels, it'll have a
Hmm.
follow link. And so
Yeah.
what I've been doing on my reels is I've been putting an animation next to the follow, pointing at the follow saying, "Hey, click this." And
Yeah.
and what's cool is it's below the fold for the most part
Yeah.
on when you're
Yeah.
getting the preview. And then when you click
Yeah.
on it, you can see it, excuse me. And if it's like if you're if you're already following me, you're like, "What's this dude like pointing at?" But if you're not following me, you get it, right? And so
Yeah.
and I posted a lot less native posts and all reels last week, and
That's good. Yeah, that'll help you a lot.
and so that's what's weird. My reels are so hit and miss. They are so hit and miss. Some of them
Yeah.
I'll get 1,000, 2,000 views, and some of them I'll get 40,000 views, 60,000 views, and it's just so all over the board. And it's like some of the content. It's weird because some content doesn't really make any sense. So like I did one when I got the taco truck back together, and it was just a quick pan around looking at the taco truck, and it was like it got 60 something thousand views on it, and then I did a couple where they were like nice edits of, and it got a whole 800. And I'm like, what is this all about? So Josh is saying he's old. What are reels? Okay, so reels on Instagram. Let's see if I can actually. I'll pull up. I'll pull up yours just to put yours as a guinea pig here. Hang on a second. So
Yeah,
let's.
sure.
Uh, where are we? Boom. Okay. So if you don't know, so this is my business account, so that's why it says I'm not following you. Obviously, I follow you, but
Unbelievable.
I know, right? So okay. So reels, if you see posts right above all the posts here, if you click on the second one, it's called reels, and then those reels are shorts that are 30 seconds long. They're portrait, and they show. It's kind of a. I don't know how I would explain it. It's kind of a like a TikToky.
It's yeah, yeah. Basically, you can put music to it.
Problem is that they're portrait. So unless you're planning ahead or have software to do it in post, it's hard to get them all in frame. Otherwise, so like obviously you did this one in post. You did some video article and some or some portrait, and some landscape. So in the actual native Instagram app, but I do all of mine. All of mine are done in post for the most part. I rarely.
Hmm. Hmm.
I can pull mine up too real quick. I think. Let's see. But yeah, I
I
rarely.
usually, I usually will use. I'll usually use the music that they have only to gain favor with their algorithm.
Yep, 100%.
You know.
Yep. So here, actually, I can do playthrough. Actually, I don't know if I can do playthrough. I probably shouldn't do audio on here because I'll probably get flagged on YouTube for doing audio. Thanks, YouTube, you jerk. Here you go. So, so here's the here's one of my reels. So so you can see my little guy down here, right? Like looking at this little follow button. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
if you're
yeah, yeah.
not following, there's a little follow icon there that shows, what's going on. So like this one, hold on, let's see. If I click over to Reels, that one got 1,100 views, right? And then I got like this one that got it was like 50,000, 51,000 already, and it's just
Wow.
it's just this. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
that was yours?
Oh yeah. No, I know. Well, that was crazy. It got picked up by like 4 different accounts. It was on RPP,
Yeah.
Scale Trail, and on RC Shark. So it was all over the place. So that's my
coming in hot, just like the fajita. I write what I live, my life in the speaker. I'm nice with the flow, just like the demeanor.
I watched it again. I was like, if I didn't know that was an RC car, because I'm into RC cars,
yeah.
like,
yeah, man. That's that scale stuff right there. So that was this one's mine, but that other one was my daughter's. But yeah, man, it's all about trickery, right? Getting that camera low.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's kind of the trick too. Like, for my content with monster trucks that I got coming up.
We're rolling.
What? Sorry, hold on. You. I don't know if you cut out on the stream, but you cut out for me when you were talking just a second ago. You're talking about for monster trucks.
Oh yeah, I was just saying for content when it comes to like my monster truck content. Since the beginning of my channel, or since the beginning of my Instagram page, actually, I've always tried to keep an angle so that the truck looks bigger than it is,
Right.
and also it just looks different because everybody always freaking standing up and it looks stupid. So
well, it's hard too. Well, and yeah, well, monster trucks are pretty tough too, but like bashing's hard. You kind of have to go wide on bashing, and it's kind of good. It kind of is that aesthetic of that action lifestyle kind of a thing, with bashing anyway, because it's like fisheye lens, big wide angle, jumping out of an airplane kind of a thing. And so
that's why it's important to have multiple camera angles.
yes.
Because you can, like, for me, I'll try to switch it up a little bit and go to a on board, right?
Yep.
And because if the truck's far away, what are you going to be looking at? A little tiny car. Nobody cares about that.
Right.
So
right.
I'll throw you on the truck, right?
Yep. Or go on the backside of a jump from underneath and you see the truck flipping over you, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm all about throwing the cameras on board. So I could use
my biggest, let me show you this. My biggest issue is that the cameras never stay on. They always break. So, oh, you're good. So you can see like this body.
That body sees some better days, my friend.
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah. But anyway, the cameras always fall off and break, and
you got
the mounts usually break.
I don't think I can reach mine. You got to do the trick that I do. So on my Slash, I made a mount on the battery tray, and I mount my GoPro inboard on the Slash, and I cut out the window.
Yeah, I actually I have done that before. On my SMT10, I did that, and I really loved the outcome. I just have
it's cumbersome. It's cool. It's just cumbersome sometimes trying to try to get it to make sure it's recording and all that. I would imagine that would be what would be cool about the Hero 9 is that you can see the front screen on that if it's recording, and I'm sure it gives you some feedback.
And well, the thing is too, I mean, that's where I'm having trouble really figuring out what I want to do as far as like what frame rate I'm actually recording at, because this is way more capable than all the other cameras that I have.
Sure.
And also the stabilization, you would think that the stabilization couldn't be better than a 7 or even an 8, because the 8 is better than 7.
Yeah.
It is, man. It got better.
That's crazy. I think that's going to be that's going to be on my list for this spring. Is because my other action camera is a little antiquated, but yeah, I think it's definitely going to be on my list.
Yeah, I gotta, and that's the thing too, is I'm so hard on bodies. It's like, I wouldn't want, although I do have an Indestructible X-Max body laying around that I have not cut out yet. But what I'm going to do is on that body, I'm going to cut out the windshield like you're talking about and put it upside down.
So here's the secret to that, though. Here, I got a secret to that. So when you cut it, you have to first, so like say you draw a square or rectangle or square port, right? And what you got to do is that you got to drill in the corners 4 holes.
Yeah, sure.
So, and then only cut a square out of the window that's big enough for the camera to get through. So if you cut the whole window out, your body's going to fall apart. It's going to crack and break. But if you only cut a square that's big enough for the lens, it's golden. It like the body stays together. It doesn't break.
Sure.
You have to drill those corners though, because drilling the corners makes it so it won't crack the corners after you roll upside down.
Yeah. Okay. So let me show you this real quick. I don't know if you've ever seen one of those indestructible bodies before.
I've heard of it. Like I saw RC. Was it RC guy 2019?
Yeah, yeah.
He's got one.
So this is like a normal body. It'll break. Whatever.
Sure.
Nobody cares. This thing. This is a indestructible body.
Is it like a hard hat or what?
It's like a super thick plastic. It's like Tupperware.
Like a garbage can.
Yeah. I mean, really. So it's it just isn't gonna crack. It's not even gonna crack. I mean, but I do agree with you. It's wise to do that. There's guys like Kevin Talbot. He did cut his whole windshield out. The thing that I worry about is because you are a lot of times wide angle. Is I want to catch the hood, of the car.
Well, depending on how you mount, I wish I could go over there and reach that right now, but I have to walk all around the table. I'm not going to do it. So, but the thing that's nice, you saw on that video that I just posted here. I'll post it right now, or I'll put it on right now so you can see it. Actually, let me unlock my iPad first. You don't see any of that, and I only have a little hole there. So this one. This is what it's like when worlds collide. On the truck itself, I don't think I have a picture. I might have a picture of it. Let's see. You might be able to see it on this one. Actually, I think this. So that one's full cut out. The next body I have is not full cut out. Oh, those are reels. That's why I don't know where the truck is. But anyhow, yeah, like you actually don't see. I'm just seeing if I have a picture of the body, but you actually don't see. It's surprising. And you can adjust where your camera goes to. You know what I mean? Like you can push the camera forward a little bit. And bring it up a little bit, and you'll catch a little bit of the firewall, and you'll catch the hood for sure. But yeah, it's surprising because the whole field of view thing comes into play like 6 inches in front of the camera, and that's where you get to see it. I think this one might show, because this is the new. Scrubbing along. This is a live video, so bear with me. So that black and yellow truck is the one that has you might be able to see, right? Let's see if I can pause it. Oh, you can't see it. Anyways, whatever. But it really, it's nice because it really like strengthens up the body a little bit. You know what I mean? So it makes it a lot different for that. But
the other thing, that's a really good suggestion, actually. But I'll also be shoe glue and duct taping the whole thing, so it'll help a little bit.
I haven't done that yet. I use Gorilla Tape on the bottom of it, but I do want to I'm sold on it. Everyone's telling me how good it is. Like I said, I don't bash a lot, so our race bodies get banged up pretty good in our backyard, and they crack and stuff, but they're not like. I'm not.
Yeah, that's funny that you said that you Gorilla Tape it. I don't know if I recorded. I know I recorded it. I don't know if I put it somewhere or not, but I was like bashing people that still use Gorilla Tape.
Yeah,
because I was so frustrated. Because
Well, I don't
let's
know
put
if
it
it's
this way.
Gorilla
Here you
Tape.
go.
Well,
Here's
most of
my
the time I use just duct tape or Gorilla Tape or something like that. But what's your?
even still. So this is an Outcast 8S body,
Yeah,
and here's where the tailgate's supposed to be.
yeah.
Um, but I just oh, here you go. Check this out. Let's see if you can see it. Yeah, it's actually coming through the body.
Wow.
But I've had so many issues these, and it just makes it super heavy for like no reason.
It does make it
Whereas,
way heavier for sure. It makes it way heavier, and that's
yeah,
one thing that
I
I
mean,
didn't like about it.
yeah, I did it to my granite body, and that body still got destroyed.
Yeah,
And it didn't really take long at all.
yeah.
Whereas the shoe goo and duct tape and drywall tape certainly does a much better job. But I don't know why I was so angry. I was just angry.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of in. That's why I've drank the Kool-Aid when it comes to the shoe goo and tape thing. So, real quick, let's talk about your channel, where to find you. Like, we're gonna kind of start wrapping slowly here. I'm trying to keep them to about an hour of talk time. That way we
Yeah,
can.
yeah, yeah.
So what I'm doing is I'm putting them all in a can right now, and then I'm probably thinking like one or two more. Then I'll start putting them in podcast form because I'm actually recording 2 audio tracks as we do this. So I'm going to put them in podcast form, and I'm also going to be throwing them on IGTV. So I kind of started experimenting with that a little bit a couple weeks ago, and
Love that.
so where's the best place to find you? Where do you want people to find you and to follow you?
YouTube. I don't care if you follow me on Instagram. Probably you're not going to care either. YouTube's where it's at.
So do you have something against Instagram or what?
No, no, not necessarily.
I know, right? We
It's
can't talk
just
about
that
it. We got to put our tin hats on first before we start talking trash about platforms.
I really just, YouTube is where I have been, sort of putting all my eggs in that basket, and
Yeah.
and also YouTube is the one that eventually is going to pay me. So,
Sure.
Instagram, the reason I started Instagram in the first place really the reason I started Instagram in the first place was because I knew that I could do certain things with a little RC monster truck that nobody else was doing.
Right.
And so, so that was that. And I wanted to get eyes on it, and I did. And I made the right friends because of it. And then I stopped caring about that so much and started moving on to how can I, move forward? How can I make these things happen? How can I kind of allow my dreams to be realized in, tangible form? And YouTube is the thing that offers that ability, most easily, I would say, even though it's not easy in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, getting on that. Let's talk. I'm going to put you on the spot. So seems like YouTube is a frequency thing, right? All of these are frequency things. They want to see more activity. They want to see interaction, click through, view time, all that kind of stuff. I think that's one of the things for me with YouTube. What's really difficult is that it's hard, and one of my things I hate saying is how busy I am and all that kind of stuff, because there's always someone more busy than me. It's just that's just the way the world works, right? And I can't complain about being busy because it's a blessing, but at the same time, I don't have that. I don't have time, right? And so YouTube seems like I've been trying to find a workflow that I can post more to YouTube, because I always say I have easily 15, 20 videos I can throw out on YouTube at any point. I don't know, and this is just from my end, I don't know that run videos are very successful anymore. I think this kind of thing is a little bit more successful, and how-tos are still there, but there's been so many how-tos out there, and for me anyway, like for crawlers and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
it's one of those things where it's a preference, and everyone likes a different flavor, and somebody might like the RC Amigos flavor over someone else's flavor. So,
Yeah.
but like frequency wise, do you have plans for what kind of frequency you want to start doing on YouTube?
Yeah. Really, just because I'm kind of tired of being where I'm at. I mean, I am consistently growing, and we're consistently getting subscribers every week. But it's not as many as I'd like. And
Sure.
I mean, because I am treating it as a business, legitimately. Right now, it's like the only way that I would even be getting paid outside of merch sales and stuff. So,
Right.
um,
So real quick
yeah,
on merch, how do people buy your merch?
yes. So there's going to be a link after this, um, to my. Actually, no, there's not.
Yeah, no,
Message me.
if you can, send me a link and I'll post it in the description
Okay.
for
Yep.
sure. Because not that I'm gonna like plug my own stuff while you're talking, but I am.
Yeah.
So it's going on the
Yeah.
top. So go ahead and tell me where you can find your merch.
It's gonna be. Well, I have a Teespring, but also, for some of the more special things, you have to DM me.
Oh, it's
And
like sliding in
yeah.
those DMs late at night, huh? For those
Yeah,
special things.
that's right. Look, so we have oh shoot, I normally have it right here, but it's getting washed right now. But we have like TTRC tumblers. They say
Oh, that's cool.
bash it, crash it, trailer trash it, and
Yeah.
uh, they're really nice. Actually, they're very very nice. And we have a few other things, some kind of special T-shirts,
Sure.
stuff like that. But yeah, so you message me, and also we do have a Teespring. I was having trouble with the link, so I gotta work that out.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, I can
but
post
it's
it to
working.
this. Yeah, I can post it to this at any time. So you just let me
Yeah,
know when you're
perfect.
dialed in. On my end, my Teespring is I got my first Teespring shirt that I designed in the
Yeah.
mail. Oh,
Hey,
here, let me move the camera over. It's the 1.9.
love that. I love
So
that.
for the crawler crew out there, 1.9s are the type of wheel and tire that people do for comp. So staying on theme, 1.9. So we'll just
I
say,
love that.
we'll go with that. So you can get that on our Teespring. Um,
I love that.
we've got a few other out there. We've got the Gapperoni pizza deliveries, or the Gapperoni delivery service for all of the no preppers. What do we got? We've got a rollover called 911. We've got what else do we got? We've got the one that's I wanna believe, and it's a sombrero sucking up the guy with his RC car.
I
Um,
love that.
and then we've got the Taco RC, Talk About RC
Yep.
handlebars, kind of like the Hoonigan style. And I'll bite off that
Right.
style any day. So real quick too, I just wanted to shout out the people that support us and support the channel. So Ovonic helps us out a ton. We have Scale Metal Supplies helps us out a ton. We team drivers for both of them. Reefs RC, also a team member of Reefs. Spec RC, uh, awesome wheels and RPP and RPP. You get your stuff super quick. Kalen and RC Cars, he's got some stuff dropping. Stay tuned. It's going to be hot. So just wanted to throw those in, let people know. Go support those people. They support us. And
Yeah.
without the support of a bunch of people, it's really tough. It takes a village, as they say, right? It takes a village. And
Sure.
we're growing this baby here, the Amigo, RC Amigo style. So we'll see how that works. But no, man,
Yeah.
it's definitely fun. And all you guys that are watching on the recast or whatnot, go check out Trailer Trash RC. See all his merch. He's got some awesome stuff brewing. I've seen some of the T-shirts and stuff. So yeah, that tumbler, I'm gonna have to hit you up for a tumbler. So uh, I'm a
Yeah, man.
I'm a coffee. I don't know if I would call myself a coffee connoisseur, but I'm definitely a coffee junkie. So I drink too much caffeine all day long, all day long. It's either coffee,
Sure.
energy drinks, you name it. So, but I'm
I get
sure.
it. I've been there.
Yep. Yep.
I've been there.
Right on.
Man.
So, any closing thoughts of RCs flying through your head?
No, I don't know, man. I really to be honest with you, like, I mean, obviously, like, I love RC cars. Why do I love RC cars? I love RC cars because
Take it
they're
easy,
really cool.
Tony.
But all right, later, Tony. To be honest with you, the ultimate goal, I guess, kind of like to get people, I guess, sort of in the same mindset of where I'm at,
Sure.
why I do this. Yes, like, it's because eventually I want YouTube to pay me. But it's all about entertainment. It's all about really this, like you're talking about, like the baby, right? The baby of the business. Really, RC cars is only the start for me and Trailer Trash RC.
Right.
The brand itself will be carried into as big as it gets,
Sure.
like it'll be carried into, 1-to-1 monster trucks.
Right.
UTVs,
UTVs,
without a
Can-Ams, King of the Hammers.
All of it.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, you look at guys like, say like the Diesel Brothers and see what they do, right?
Yeah.
There is no end to Trailer Trash RC. This is just the beginning.
Yep. That's awesome, man. That's awesome that you have the vision for that. That's kind of one of the things that I struggle with this channel. I think it's because my other brand is kind of like my bread and butter, right? It's what pays my bills. And what I want to do with RC, there's two things I want to do. So actually, no, there's one thing I want to do with RC. Everything else is a byproduct. And what I want to do with RC is I want to bring families together. That's always been kind of like my thing, right? Because like I'm a very family-centric person, almost to a fault, right? So like it's almost to one of those things where it's like I'm cringing for the day that my kids are like, hey, we want to start learning how to skydive, and I hate heights, and I'll be like, we're all in, let's do it, right? Because it's like why? Because it's like, why not? But I mean, that's the thing, is that you have to have that connection. And I've coached kids, all the way up through 18, and to be able to see, you can see the parents that have that connection with the kids, and that parents that don't have that connection with the kids. And it's, and we're a very faith-based family. And so it's a very like, we just want to like put our hands on our kids and, like keep them growing up. And we want to be kind of stewards of that for other people. And, to be able to have that time with your family. Everyone's, like I said, everyone's super busy. Everyone's busier than other people. And to take that time out and just sit down and, change tires on your RC car, even if you're not going out to play with them or whatever it is, those few moments are like huge, and of course the byproduct is, my byproduct, we don't, aside from the t-shirts, we don't sell anything, right? So the t-shirts, I think the way I'm designing that concept is that just supports us being able to give me a budget to kind of go out and do more things with RC. We want to do more of we started RC Recess last year. We want to do that again this year, but that's a tough one, right? Because that's kind of like I want that to be kind of like a STEM kind of learning thing for kids and for families.
Yeah.
And it takes people, contributing or, sending out kits or whatever it is. I mean, if it's a model engine kit or whatever, it's like, heck yeah, that belongs here because that's what we want to do. And I want to teach my kids how to, think about that, how to think about, how things work, because what ultimately in the world,
that's really good.
Well, in the world, what happens is that you get this like chain reaction of what's happening. And so you get to see like the kids realize, oh, if I don't put oil in my car's not going to run anymore. And it's because of that time that dad showed me how the pistons went up and down. And if there's nothing in there, they're going to blow up and burn together. So,
right.
But
yeah, I think that in that moment, I mean, it's really like important to teach them to ask why and seek an answer.
Right. For sure.
Yeah.
That's my my whole thing about. I was the first in my family to go to a university, and that was my whole thing. Is that I always say, I learned more of how to learn when I went to school than do something. And so it taught me how to go out in the world and learn how to weld better or how to fabricate better and all that kind of stuff. So, but
That's really good.
cool, man. So YouTube, call out your channel again.
Yeah. Trailer Trash RC.
I'll pull it up
Come
on
over, subscribe, and yeah, definitely get some t-shirts and stuff. Really, I don't know. I don't even care about that. Just watch the videos.
Let me throw you up here real quick so you can see what your channel looks like. There it is. There's
Okay,
your,
check that out.
what's that? Look at you.
Hello.
There's
And
your
welcome
specialty
to
DMs
Trailer
right there.
Trash RC.
Yeah. How are you doing?
Today we're gonna go ahead and jump our house again.
All right, guys. For us,
but this time
you're already
we built
here.
a whole new ramp, brand
YouTube,
new,
RC
bigger, better,
Amigos. We've got
longer,
RC
nice and
underscore
smooth
Amigos
buttery as
on
YouTube
Instagram.
vids. Mikey Botters
That's
might
about
say.
it.
Hey, that's playing in the
You're making a lot of noise over there.
What's that?
Uh-oh.
It's my
that looked painful.
video is playing still.
Oh, you can hear it?
So, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
we're
Oh,
gonna
that's
jump.
strange. There. I don't have it as playthrough on my stuff, so Josh Rhodes said that he could hear the reels too. I couldn't hear the reels on my end, so. But anyways, all right, man. Well, thank you for coming on, and I appreciate your time. I appreciate
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, anytime. So we'll have to. You got something coming soon, and I want to have you on after you get that thing dialed in. And oh, so Tony's still on. You're still lurking, Tony. He's saying reels were pumping, so, so that's how we do. But so once you get your new project dialed in, I want to have you on so you can tell me your view as a basher on how this kit works. So I'll just leave it at that. That's kind of a
yeah. It's actually, and it because some people I know have been like in agony wanting to know what it is. And I will just say that it's literally sitting right here. I'm literally touching it right now.
Should I do this? Oh wait, that's not it. That one. Oh, I guess you can't.
I don't think it'll show it.
I'll zoom way out. Oh, nope.
Oh.
So close. So close. I tried for all of you out there. So, all right. All right, man. Well, have a good night. Go tuck in your children. You know what I'm talking about. Give them a quick look in, and have a good one. All right.
All right, man. You have a great night. We will. Well, I'm sure I'll talk to you probably tomorrow.
Sounds good. All right, guys. Take it easy. I'm gonna roll that outro. Peace.